Welcome to another edition of Eric's Product Reviews, brought to you by hollywoodfrodo.com. I, of course, am Eric, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the HomeScreen wireless router. This is the absolute best easy setup router money can buy. The brand name is HomeScreen. They're fairly new on the market, and they have come out with a really excellent product. This is it right here. Fits in the palm of your hand, and this is a wireless AC router with both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz speeds, and it's a really great router. Now, the question you're probably wondering right up front, and I'm going to answer it right away before I get into the detailed review, is this the best router money can buy? And the easy answer to that is no. This is not the best router money can buy. However, it is the best easy setup router money can buy. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is, for the average household, this router is going to have as much power as you could possibly need to get the speeds that you can get and that you need, and it's really easy to set up. I've never had a router that was easier to set up than this router. Now, if you're a power user, if you have internet speeds from your provider that's like 150 megabytes per second, then you may want a slightly more powerful mega router that's going to be more complex to set up. But if you're looking for a router, most average households have about 50 megabytes per second at the most these days. Some have a few faster, and this will handle faster than that. Then this is the router for you. It covers a wide area without any issues. The touch screen is so simple and intuitive to set up. You can even get an app for your iPhone or Android phone so that you can control the router even when you're away from home, or use the app to control it when you're at home. Now, what I really want to show you is how easy it is to set up, because that's the key. So we're going to jump over to a video where I plugged this in for the first time and went through the setup exactly as you would do it if you were at home. And you'll see you can set up everything you need to set up, naming the router, choosing the passwords, all that stuff. Very easy to do, just using the touch screen and the little stylus that comes with it. So let's jump over and check out that video. Okay, so we have 2 ports on the back, 3 ports on the back. One is your WAN port. That's another way of saying that is internet in, if you will, and these are internet out. So the 2 ports that you could use to connect directly to other devices through cable and not through Wi-Fi. So we're going to plug this into the WAN port, and then I'm going to plug the device itself in, and now we're going to follow the instructions on the screen. So it looks like it's good to go. We've unlocked it, and you can see you have all the settings that you need right here: wireless, range extender, status, internet settings, wizard, and settings. And you have the little arrows you can tap to get to other things. You can see there are lots of different apps you could say for this device. Some that are in beta, but you can test them if you want to. You can see right now, you can see weather, time, your home screen account, diagnostics, connected home, that's in beta. And then you get statistics. You can set up users, wireless WAN, filter, DMZ, so all the basic stuff. So let's go with wizard right now. This wizard will set up your home screen wireless router. So we're going to do it the easy way. Start. It's telling you where the stylus was located. Of course, I knew it was already there and pulled it out, so I'm good to go. Next. How do you want to use your router? As a router or a range extender? I'm going to use it as a router. We're already connected. So I guess you could plug it in, but not plug in the Ethernet cable until you get to this point. But I already have it plugged in, of course. Alright, and now it says it's connected. It's connected to your router. This is going to be the Wi-Fi, and this is going to be the password. So finish, and you're good to go. I'm assuming we can go into settings. First, we're just going to check for updates. If there are any firmware updates, it is up to date. And you have your screen settings, system log. So let's go into wireless. That's where you can change your name and password. I'm going to leave it that name for now, but I'm going to give it a much easier password. Unbox is actually a good password, I think. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3. Don't ever use that for your password, but for now this will do. Just for the test. Click done, so it's saving. And you can see the channel. If you click channel, it'll allow you to change a channel. That's cool. A lot of router, you can do that on any router, but a lot of times it's kind of complex, so it's easy that it just allows you to quickly change the channel. Basic settings 5G, so you can have the same name or you can have different names for the 5G and the basic 2.4G, and I like that. I like to have different names. That's the way that I have my current router set up. So I'm going to leave it unbox 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to leave the password the same for both of these. And you see you can set up a guest network fairly easy, so that's cool. You can set that up so that when you have guests over, you don't have to give them your personal password, and you can enable and disable the guest network. And then security settings, you have the different security settings that you can change. Very simple, all just right there. So much easier than most routers you use where you have to go on your computer, type in the address of the router, go in there. Sometimes it's confusing, but this is all very intuitive, very simple. Really cool. Show you a few other features that you do have. If you want to display the weather, then it'll display the weather. So you can have this do stuff other than you know, when you're not using the settings or whatever. You can just always have it display the weather. You can also have it display the time. And then, although these features are in beta, they do have connected home features. So you can see you can add sensors to it. And you can add a sensor, remove a sensor. So it's kind of cool. And you can see you can diagnose really quick to see if there's anything going on. I haven't set up an actual account yet, so that's not going to do anything. But yeah, you can see there are other features besides the standard. You can even set device priority. So if you want one device that connects to the router to have priority over other devices, then you can set that up. So there are a lot of cool additional features besides just your basic things, all easily accessible through this little touch screen user interface. Very easy to use and very simple. So as you can see from that video, this is a great product. It's set up so easy, and once you set it up, it just works. There's nothing else you have to do. This is perfect for, like I said, the average person just plugs in their router. They don't understand going into their web browser on their computer and typing in an IP address and then accessing their router settings and all that complicated stuff. And with this, you don't have to worry about all that. It's all right here on the touchscreen, available, piece of cake. Now, a few things that you'll want to know as far as speed goes. Like any router, the 5 gigahertz range is the faster, gives you the faster speeds, but it doesn't go as far. 5G doesn't penetrate through walls as well as 2.4 gigahertz does. And this has both, as do most modern AC routers, but you get the fastest speeds from 5 gigahertz. So using this, about the maximum speed I am a power user, so I do have 150 megabytes down and up from my internet service provider. Through this router, about the fastest speeds that I could get maxed out around 100 megabytes per second. And those speeds I was able to get as long as I was in a general close proximity to the router using the 5 gigahertz spectrum. Now, if I was on the 2.4 gigahertz, or if I was further away from the router but still able to connect to the 5 gigahertz, then the speed did drop down some, but average speed throughout my house was probably in the 35 to 50 megabytes per second, and that's in the far ranges. And I have a house that really tests routers because I have a 3-story townhouse. I had the router set up on the middle floor, and then I tested it in every corner of my house. And so even in the far corners of my house, I still was able to connect to the router, get a signal with no problem at all, and get decent speeds. And then in the major areas of my house, where I was on the main floor with the router, or in the bedroom right above the router, or right below the router, I could still connect and get really good speeds. Like I said, I would say the average speed ranges anywhere from the 35 megabytes per second to about 50 or 65 megabytes per second. There's a range, because with any wireless router, there's going to be a range depending on exactly where you are. But that's, for such a small, little, easy setup router, if, for example, this is perfect for my parents, because they have a house. They have about a 1,500 square foot house, all single floor, but they're not good at setting up electronics. They're not great at that kind of stuff, but you give them this, they set it up, and they're good to go. I mean, their internet speed, I think, is 35 megabytes per second, is the speed they have from their service provider. So this is going to far surpass the speed they even are able to get. And like I said, most people have at max around 50 megabytes per second. And this will handle up to 100 megabytes per second within reasonable proximity. Now, a couple of things you do want to know as far as LAN ports. There is the one WAN port. This is where you connect your internet to the router, and these two are so you can hardline plug in devices. So if you have this by your entertainment system in your living room and you want to plug your TV or your receiver or your DVD player directly into the internet for faster internet, you can plug directly into this. But there are only two. Most other routers you'll see in the market, usually 4 is about average. But on this, there's only 2. Again, I would say most people don't even use those. And if they do, they maybe only need 1 or 2. But that's just something to be aware of. And then it does also have the USB port, so you can plug in an external hard drive to the USB in order to save stuff to the drive wirelessly. You have like a wireless media device. It is USB 2.0, it's not USB 3.0, so that may be something you want to know. But you can plug any USB hard drive into it to use for wireless storage. And it does have a reset button you can reset. But again, as you can see in the video, the great features of this is just the simplicity of setting it up, but then it also has some other cool power features that other routers don't have. For example, it has ZigBee technology built into it. ZigBee is used for home automation devices. So it is, right now they consider that to be in beta, but it is working. But it is in beta as they continue to work to improve that process. But if you buy ZigBee home automation products, sensors or light switches, things like that, you can connect to them, use this as your hub to connect to and control them through the app on your phone, as well as other automatic things you can set up. So that's pretty awesome. Now that's a bonus feature that you wouldn't even expect from a router, but yet in this you get home automation as well, which is again another really awesome thing. Also, just the fact that you have this on-screen display that you can easily go into, change settings at any time, passwords, or set up a guest network. It's all so simple in this, way easier than it is on any router I've ever used in my life. And then other bonus features, like there's a Flare, photo Flare, where you can add, you can upload photos, and then you can have this set so that when it times out or when you're not using it, the display goes through your photos, which is kind of cool to be able to use it as a sort of a digital photo frame when you're not using the screen, which is going to be most of the time. So that's kind of cool. But you can also have it display weather or display clock. A clock, you know, have a little use it as a digital clock. So just little bonus things, not necessary, but HomeScreen really went the extra mile. With this device, they wanted to not just create necessarily the best router ever, as far as speed and power and all that kind of stuff. They wanted to create the most practical router that provides the speeds that you need, the range that you need, and then also other extra features that you would find useful as an average everyday user. And this HomeScreen router really comes through in that aspect. Everything about it is great. The design, the simplicity, how small it is, how easy it is to set up. Like I said, great speeds, great range, and you can check it out on Amazon. And if you look at it on Amazon right now, I believe there's almost 100 reviews, and it has 5 stars. How many routers, even excellent $300 routers, have 5 stars on Amazon? Almost none. In fact, I don't think there are any. I think the best you can find is maybe a little over 4 stars. But this has 5 stars with almost 100 reviews because it is an excellent product. So I would highly recommend it if you're looking for a router that is easy to set up, easy to use, will give you the range, will give you the good average speed. Your internet, especially if your internet is anywhere in the 30 to 50 or 75 megabytes per second speed, then this router is going to be excellent for you. And I would highly recommend it, especially for $100. It's one of the cheaper fast routers you can buy. So priced well, great features, great specs, works really great. So anyway, again, I will have a link in the description below to the HomeScreen router on Amazon. You can click that link and check it out over there. If you have any other questions, you can post them below and I'll do my best to answer them. And then you can also get other information over on the description on Amazon and from what people have said over there. Anyway, that is it for this review of the HomeScreen router. If you like this review, please click that like button. If you know anyone who might be interested in something like this, maybe you know someone who needs a router, needs to upgrade their router to a newer, faster router, and you also know that they're not the most tech-savvy people in the world, or they're not going to be able to set up your average router, which is complicated, share this video with them. Help them out. You can share it on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, email. All those ways are down there. Just click the right button. Check out my channel for all kinds of other home electronics and appliances reviews, dog product reviews. I've got all kinds of product reviews, and I only review products that I feel comfortable recommending to people. So they're products that I really feel are great and you'll get good use out of. So check out my channel for those, and if you have an Android phone, you might also want to check out my Android app reviews or my Tasker tutorials. Anyway, that is going to be it until next time, so have a great day.